founder and CEO of ShareLove.Fund. Today we are in week number 38 of our RPYT yoga teacher training, registered prenatal yoga teacher training. This is a vocational degree for a specialty in being a prenatal yoga teacher. Our program is designed for incarcerated women, and we're very thankful to the public who is watching this on YouTube, as you can't get Wi-Fi in jail. So our YouTube customers are our paid customers who have signed up on ShareLove.Fund/train, TRAIN. We are going to start with a meditation because pregnancy is a tumultuous time. There's a lot of anxiety, especially we've seen this in pandemic times, and there's a lot of stress going on in households. Most households depend on two wage earners, and the feedback we've gotten is that when a lot of our prenatal clients come to class, they're not so much seeking a workout as seeking a relief and a sense of release. So we'll start with this guided breathing for stress relief. Take a moment to get into a comfortable seated position. You can sit on a block or bolster. You can sit in hero's pose, which we learned before, to sort of get a knee stretch, foot stretch. I will give you a minute to get comfortable in a nice seated position. Feel free to get something to drink, use the restroom so you're comfortable, and let's begin in a minute. So please get what you need. When you are in a comfortable seated position, take a moment to check in with your breath. Try to get into a natural breathing rhythm. Focusing on having a longer exhale than inhale. Not force. With prenatal, you want to be careful to not force anything. But to the extent it's not forced, just a nice, gentle, gradual breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale at your own pace. And if you find yourself in a nice breathing rhythm and you want to close your eyes, please feel free. Begin this practice by sitting down comfortably and closing your eyes or having a soft gaze. Take 4 deep breaths through your nose, taking in the air entirely and releasing it fully through your nose and through your mouth. You can stretch a little bit while you're doing this if that is not a distraction, if that's going to help enhance the release for you. You can also do some self-massage. Gently let your breath adapt to its normal breathing rhythm. Feel the air entering your nostrils and moving down to your lungs. Notice how your chest and belly expand. As you exhale, become aware of the air leaving your lungs through the nostrils. Notice how your chest and belly contract. Observe any difference between the air you inhale and the air you exhale. Is the air you inhale cooler than the air you exhale? Listen to any sounds in your immediate environment. You are alert and aware that these are sounds, not distractions. Hear them just as they are. Maybe there is no sound in your immediate environment. Notice the silence. Now bring your attention to your breathing in its natural rhythm. Be observant of it without being judgmental. Notice as it comes in through your nose and then goes out after a few seconds. The rhythm is effortless and seamless. If you notice your mind wandering, observe the thoughts as they pop in your mind. Let each thought go as if it was a feather being carried by the wind. Place every thought that pops in your head on a leaf and observe the wind as it sweeps it away. Now bring your awareness back to your breathing. Your breath helps you return to the place when your mind wanders. Your breath will always return you to your practice. Your breath is your guide. You always have your breath as long as you live. And so all you need to anchor you back to your center is your breath, and it's always with you. When you observe your mind wandering, just notice the thought and let it go. Learn to divert your focus back to your breath when distracted. Notice as your stomach rises when you breathe in and as it falls when you breathe out. When you get distracted by any pain or discomfort in your body, just breathe. All you have to do is notice when your mind wanders. Just let the thoughts pass without judging them or pushing them away. Do not cling to the thought either. Do not wish it were a different thought. Observe it and redirect your mind to focus on your breathing. Take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly. Keep breathing mindfully in and out. Observe the air as it gets into your system and follows it back as it exits. Mindfully be in this present moment as you breathe in and out. As we wind up our practice, expand your attention to your body. Notice any sensations in your body. Expand your awareness to your immediate environment. Notice any sounds or silence, the temperatures, and the general energy of the space you are in. When you're ready, you may open your eyes. Namaste. So that concludes our meditation, and we'll start in with our practice now that we are relaxed. So our pose of the week is fish pose, but we're going to ease into that by doing some mat work. So as you recall, for prenatal, we don't want to spend too much time on our back. So we'll spend a little bit of time on our back, but if you don't feel comfortable on your back, then please modify. You can modify by using block or bolster to be elevated. On our back, we'll warm up for fish pose by warming up the spine a little bit. So knees apart to make space for the belly for prenatal. And we're just going to kind of warm up these hips. So we can do a hip circle out. And just continue to breathe as you warm up the hips. There's a lot going on in the pregnancy, a lot going on in the hip area. These hip circles, or sometimes it's called hip clocks. I don't love to use the word clock with hip in prenatal classes because there are a lot of infertility issues and sort of a loaded word, biological clock and stuff like that. So I call these hip circles, but in other classes you may hear it referred to as hip clocks. But anyway, nonetheless, when you're doing these hip circles, you're also giving your lower back a massage. And even though we're on our back, we're kind of moving, so it alleviates some of the pressure. By doing one hip at a time and not together, it allows the body to feel more stable with one foot firmly planted on the ground. You can inhale, arm up. You can have cactus arms. Maybe put arms sort of like in a goddess pose. However you're comfortable. And let's really roll out this hip, and we'll do hip circles in one direction and really massaging out the lower back. Feel free to do these hip circles at a pace that suits you. You can slow it down or speed it up. And when it feels right, you can do it on the other side and so forth. Just really warming up the hip. Trying to connect the breathing that you practiced in the meditation with the movement. Stretching out the hip. When it feels good, you can bring both knees in and rock the back side to side, further massaging out the back. Breathing and using your breath to guide you as you rock side to side. Notice in prenatal, we won't do any twists, but you can move the whole torso as one unit. Twists are not good for the baby. Keeping the knees in, can again firmly plant one foot on the ground and do a half happy baby as a stretch, lifting an arm up. Then bring the other leg in for a full happy baby. And then planting the other foot on the ground again for a half happy baby. Breathing into it. You can bring both knees in, hug them, and this time kind of rock a little bit, massaging out the upper back, straighten the legs. You can work the abs a little bit, coming up, arms back in goddess. Slowly bring the legs down for an ab workout. With a little hover, and then you can release. Bring them up into goddess, matching your arms. If you're further along in your pregnancy and this is not comfortable on your back, then you can support yourself with reclined goddess, which I will demonstrate. So as we've done before, you can set up the blocks and the bolster to be a little more upright between your shoulders. And this is when we do the reclined goddess this way, it serves as a heart opener and also a hip opener. So you really get a 2-for-1, plus it's a little more prenatal safe. You can also bring your arms back behind you. That feels like a deeper stretch. I sort of like it because it's like mirroring the goddess on both sides. Just really opening up. To the extent it's comfortable for you, we'll hang out here a little bit. If this does not feel comfortable to you, then please feel free to adjust. But as you'll recall, this is basically a supported fish pose. So this is fish pose, and this would be a supported fish pose for prenatal. And fish pose is our pose of the week. So this is a fun little trick we're teaching of how to do supported fish pose. Another really great benefit for prenatal clients is to feel like a goddess and use this as goddess pose, but really reclined goddess, supported reclined goddess, because when this is supported in this way, with the bolster running along your spine, it is a heart opener with the arms open. So you have the hip opener and the heart opener. So supported reclined goddess really turns into a 2-for-1. And we've also introduced our pose of the week, fish pose, in a supported way as a prenatal modification, supported fish pose. But anyway, let us maximize the benefit of supported reclined goddess. Again, if this feels uncomfortable to you, please feel free to modify. And for those of you that are digging it, let's hang out here for a while, because it takes time for the body to release the stress and tension and anxiety that really builds up in pregnancy. You can adjust your arms to get a little deeper of a stretch. Lifting them forward and to the sides, palms to the ceiling, really opening up. Feeling a connection of your spine to the bolster. Try not to arch your back. Just sort of peeling yourself open. Peeling your hips open and your shoulders. Noticing how you feel. Does one side feel tighter than the other? And just trying to breathe into those tight spots and releasing. The release takes time, so we'll be here for a while. If you feel uncomfortable, you can always modify. You can always go into child's pose. Flexibility takes time. There are no shortcuts in life. Feeling expansive, feeling empowered, feeling like a goddess in this goddess pose. moving the arms a little bit, maybe giving a little soft massage to really figure out how you can place your palms and arms and shoulders to really open up the heart and get the maximum stretch. Maybe you feel it in your underarm area. Maybe you don't feel it. So how can you sort of wiggle and jiggle to get those nooks and crannies to stretch a little deeper? With this, we'll inhale our arms up, bringing our knees in, and just ever so gently as one big unit so we don't twist, coming to a side, and very slowly so you're not lightheaded, coming up to a seated position. So that was our pose of the week, fish pose, supported with the bolster. And then we also enjoyed a little treat of supported reclined goddess. And now let's do a little warm up. So we did a meditation. We explored our pose of the week and a related pose. And let's just do a little warm up. So our go-to warm up always starts in easy seat. And from easy seat, we can stretch our neck. Rainbow our arms. This rainbow pose is a favorite with our incarcerated women because we remind them that happiness is a state of mind, and wherever you are, you can paint a rainbow. So right here, right now, together, we're painting a rainbow and breathing with it, keeping your back straight as if it were against a wall. Inhaling the arms up and overhead, exhaling, forward fold. Walking the arms to one side. Feeling a stretch. Holding it a little bit so you can sink deeper into it. We're going to hold this a little bit to experience the maximum benefits of the stretch. If you're larger, further along in your pregnancy, you can support yourself with a bolster. If this stretch does not feel good to you, you can modify. You're always welcome to go to child's pose. We're not twisting our torso, but we can just move. We're moving from the hips. So the torso is staying in line, and we're moving from the hips and leaning forward diagonally. We can do the stretch on the other side. Inhale the arms up and exhale, forward bend on the other side. Coming back to center, slowly walking up. Can stretch out one leg And we'll do the same. Exhale and forward fold. Here we have the opportunity to stretch our whole back side and our hamstring. Feeling long and strong, empowered, like a goddess. We're going to hang out here for a while because it just takes a long time to really get the release from a stretch. Exhale, coming back to center. You can butterfly the feet a little bit. You can do some self-massage on your feet with some pressure points. That feels really good during pregnancy. You don't have to depend on anyone to give you a foot massage. You can be empowered to treat yourself like a goddess and do it yourself on demand. You're in control. When you feel ready, you can stretch out your other leg. Point your hips towards your foot so you don't tweak or torque your torso. You don't want to hurt the baby. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold. This is an opportunity on this side to stretch out the back side of the body, stretch out the hamstring, and not be upside down like we are in forward fold. It's not a problem to be upside down in general, but a lot of pregnant people feel uncomfortable being upside down. So this is a nice alternative where you're safely grounded, no need to balance. When you're ready, we can come back up to center and stretch both legs. Coming forward, the wide-legged stance is nice because, or wide-legged seated position is nice because it can create space for the belly. Sometimes during pregnancy, it feels good to be elevated more or to create even more space for the belly, which you can do by sitting on a block. Some people don't like that. They feel like they're falling. Other people like that. They feel like it gives more space. So to each their own, you have options, but that is an example of how you can use a block as a prop. You also have the option of using a yoga belt. You don't need an actual yoga belt. You can use your own actual belt. I recommend just using a belt or a yoga belt or a rope, but not the flexible rubber bands that are often seen in gyms, because those bands give, they're not firm. And so you lose the opportunity to work your biceps and triceps by having that resistance. So an inflexible belt is what I recommend to also build strength while you're working on flexibility. I'm gonna just tidy up a little bit just to show respect for the space as we work, honoring ourselves, honoring the space around us. So here we will do a wide-legged stretch just to kind of even it out. Notice if we feel the same or different on each side of the body. When you feel ready, we'll bring our feet into butterfly again, opening up our feet as a book. Oh, it's such a good book to read. When we do this, our knees go a little further down, further opening up the hips, which is nice because there's so much going on in prenatal with the hips. Now that we've had a little break upright, we'll go back on our back. And here we will look at fish pose regular. So a regular fish pose is elbows down, hands face forward, like this. From here, we can go back into happy baby. That is a sneak peek at next week's pose, but they go really well together, so I just wanted to show it. So again, the pose of the week is fish pose. And you can go really nicely into happy baby, which is a nice compliment. When you bend your back one way, then your back can bend the other way. From here, since we're here, we'll do another hip stretch. We'll be careful to not tweak our torso, but we can bring, keeping our hips aligned, we can just bring our knees to one side. And just feel a slight stretch in the back. You can have your arms up. If it feels like a twist, then don't do it. The idea is that your back is on the ground and you're just stretching this muscle, and you're not forcing the knee to the ground, because if you were forcing the knee to the ground, then that would be a twist. And we're not twisting pregnancy, but we're just stretching this muscle. So we'll hang out there for a minute because the hips are very, very stubborn, and it takes a long time to stretch the hips. So maybe like years to really make like wow progress. But we won't sit here for years. We'll just sit here for about 60 seconds. And then we'll go to the other side. Just letting gravity provide a little length in that thigh muscle. You can move your neck side to side while you're here. Do a little neck self-massage to release tension. When you feel ready, inhale the knees in, wide-legged to make space for the baby. Firmly plant your feet on the ground and let the other leg fall to the side. Again, firmly planting your sits bones on the mat. Careful not to twist your torso, just stretching this muscle. If you do feel a twist and you're in your third trimester, don't do it. That would be really dangerous. If your knee is touching the ground, you're probably twisting, so don't do that. Be careful. Inhale, bring the knees up to the chest again, wide-legged to make space for the baby, and rock side to side. When you rock side to side, again, it's not a twist. You want your whole torso moving together as one solid unit. And this is just a way to massage out the spine. A little back self-massage. Can roll a little bit, rock a little bit. It's okay to lean forward, concave, convex, but we just don't want to twist. From here, we'll firmly plant our feet on the ground and bring one knee in. And the other. You can have a foot on that knee for a little deeper of a stretch. And this is a variation of what we're just doing. If this feels like too much time on your back, then please modify. Again, we're not twisting. Inhale, and we can windshield wiper the knees in and out. And then we'll put the other knee in, and you can use this foot to kind of push it down. And we don't want to twist the torso, so both sits bones should be on the ground. We'll stretch out this thigh. Inhaling the knees back into the chest, rocking it out side to side. This is also alleviating some pressure from the back. But that said, if you are in your third trimester, then you can modify this by sitting up so that you don't spend too much time on your back. From here, we will do our glute stretch. Cross your legs like it's a fancy tea party. grab your ankles and feel the stretch on one side of your glute. As you're doing this, enjoy the connection of your entire spine on the mat. As this also lengthens out the spine while it stretches out the glute. The glute is a big muscle, it takes a lot to stretch it out. So we really need to be here a while for the benefit. That said, if you are further along in your pregnancy, if this is too much time on your back, you can get the same benefit through pigeon. So folks that are less far along in their pregnancy can follow me, and other folks that are further along in their pregnancy and need to get up off their back, they can modify with pigeon. We'll take a few breaths and do that on the other side. So you can cross your legs like a tea party and do that on the other side. While you're doing that, we'll get ready for the final relaxation, and you can just breathe with that. On the other side. So it's like on this side, like we're having a tea party, grabbing the ankle and stretching it out. you feel ready, you can bring your knees into your chest. Rock it again side to side as a whole unit. Coming up to your side. If it feels good, you can rest on your side. You can use a bolster if that feels good. And I will read a final relaxation to just help ease all the tensions and uncertainty going on in pregnancy. So this is a meditation, a guided visualization to calm an overactive mind for a restful sleep. Lie down on a bed and adjust your body to a comfortable posture where you can safely fall asleep. As your body and mind relax, you may fall asleep. If you don't, it's still all right, as your body and mind will be relaxed as well. Begin to breathe in deeply. Exhale. Inhale and exhale, slow and calm breaths, and allow your body to relax. You don't have to do anything. Just take slow and deep breaths. Take a deep breath in and slowly release it. Only the exhale. Take another breath. Breathe in and then exhale slowly. Continue breathing at this pace. Now let your breath assume its own rhythm that is effortless and relaxing. Your body and mind are becoming more and more relaxed with each breath. Notice your entire body forward facing with you. Notice how still your feet. Feel them become heavy. Imagine your feet getting warm. Feel the warmth spreading from your feet up your legs. Now feel your arms becoming heavy and being supported by the surface underneath. Imagine the skin and the warmth of your hands or on your arms. Notice as the warmth goes and grows from your hands to your whole arm. Feel the warmth from your legs and from one arm, and feel it make the connection to your stomach. Notice your stomach becoming warm. Notice the warmth spreading to your chest. Feel the warmth overflowing to your back. Notice how your back relaxes. Your whole body feels heavy. Your whole body is warm and the bed feels cozier. You feel an urge to cuddle your pillow, but your body is too heavy to move. Let your eyes sink behind your eyelids. They shut, allowing you to block out the external world into rest. Now notice the sensations on your forehead. Your forehead feels cool, calm, and relaxed. There's no trace of tension on your forehead. Envision tension escaping your body through your toes and fingers. Scan for any tension in your head, your eyes, ears, nose, and cheeks. Notice it flowing out of your body through the fingers. Feel your head relaxing. Become aware of your neck. Scan for any tension in your neck. Release it and watch as it flows out of your system through your fingers. Observe your chest. Can you feel any tension lodged there? Release it and let it flow out of your body through the fingers. Feel your stomach. Check for any knots in your stomach. Visualize the tension going up the shoulders, down to your arms, and finally escaping through your fingertips. Become aware of your back. Check for any tension in the muscles in your back. Scan for any tension lodged in your spine. Release all that tension and feel it coming up through your fingers. Listen to your upper body. Notice how relaxed your upper body is. Become aware of your hips and glutes. Check for any tension in your hips and glutes. Release the tension in that area. Visualize as the tension flows down your legs and comes out through your toes. Feel your thighs. Notice how strong they feel. Feel the longest bone in your body, your thigh bone. Check for any tension in your thigh bone. Release all the tension in your thighs and then feel it relax. Notice the tension flowing down to your feet, leaving your body through your toes. Feel your thighs becoming relaxed. Move further down and become aware of your lower legs. Notice your calves and shins. Feel all the muscles and veins in your lower leg. Feel the tightening under tension and then release all that tension in your lower legs and feel them become heavy. Watch as the tension is washed out of the legs by the toes. Feel your lower legs getting relaxed and calm. Divert your attention to your ankles. Do you feel any tension or pain in your ankles? Release the tension lodged there and let it flow out through your toes. Move your feet in circular motion. Check for any tension in your feet. You can move your feet by themselves, or you can manually move your feet with your hand, or you can not move your feet at all and just imagining your feet moving, but perhaps you're so deep in stillness that you don't even need to physically move. If you do physically move your foot, I encourage you to do it on the opposite side, because in yoga we have the benefit of evenness on both sides, and so it's really important to just be even on both sides. Move your feet in a circular motion, checking for any tension in your feet, soles of your feet and toes. And this can also be an opportunity to do a little self-massage on your feet. Notice the areas that are tense and tired. Release all the tension lodged there and feel your feet relaxing. Visualize all the tension leaving hurriedly from your body through your toes and fingers. every breath you take, you can notice the tension draining away. With every breath, you can feel the tension exiting your fingers and toes. Allow your mind to drift and relax. You don't have to think or concentrate on anything. Feel your body relaxing more as the tension drains away. Feel it move through your veins, fingers, and toes. Empty tension and replace it with relaxation in every part of your body. Notice soft relaxation filling your mind and body. Notice warm relaxation filling your body and mind. Your body is becoming dense and it is sinking deeper. Drifting into a pleasant sleep. Please breathe in and breathe out. Count 1 to 10. Now I will begin to count backwards from 100. And as I do, concentrate on the numbers as I count them. 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90, 89, 88, 87, 86, 85, 84, 83, 82, 81, 80, 75, 74, 73, 72, 71, 70, 69, 68, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 54, 50, ups, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maintain your focus on the numbers. Your mind and body are relaxed. Maybe you feel sleepy. It's becoming difficult to concentrate on the numbers. Your mind is wandering. Your mind wants to reset. Allow it to rest. Drift off to restfulness. You're drifting into a pleasant sleep. With every breath you take, you are more relaxed. With every breath you take, all you want to do is sleep. You are calm and sleepy. You cannot count any longer. It's all right. You can drift to sleep. Surrender to your sleep. Envision a beautiful place that is serene and calm. Visualize your body floating in this beautiful place that is safe and serene. Notice your body flowing through the air gently. This is the place that is restful and peaceful. Slowly rest on this beautiful place and let your body sink in comfortably. You do not need to focus on words anymore. Simply enjoy the feeling of relaxation. Rest, rest, rest. Namaste. May the light in me be the light in you. Have a blessed rest. Thank you for joining us.